Let them talk. Let them laugh. Let them call you crazy, obsessed, too ambitious. They'll say you're too quiet or too loud, too confident or not enough. They'll find something to pick apart, because deep down, your hunger reminds them of what they gave up. But here's the truth: their opinion is not your reality. It's noise, it's weakness dressed up as judgment. They gave up on themselves. Now they want you to quit too, so they feel better about it. Don't you dare. Don't shrink. Don't explain. Don't wait for approval. You're not here to be liked. You're here to build something, and building something great. That demands silence, focus, and a little bit of I don't give a damn. So let them talk. You just keep moving. Opinions don't build empires. Let's make something brutally clear. Most people have no idea who you really are. They know your name. They might recognize your face, but they don't know the storms you've walked through with a straight spine. They don't know the days you showed up when you had every excuse to disappear. They didn't feel the pain in your chest when everything felt like it was falling apart. And still, you showed up. Still, you fought. Still, you moved. They didn't see the nights you sat alone, drowning in pressure, when everything in your life screamed quit, but something deeper in you whispered keep going. They weren't there when you made sacrifices no one clapped for, when you traded comfort for growth, when you put your head down and worked in silence while the rest of the world laughed, scrolled, doubted, and slept. So let me ask you something. Why the hell are you letting their opinions weigh more than your purpose? Why are you giving people who've never bled for your dream a voice in how you chase it? You think kings and warriors sat around asking for approval. You think empire builders stopped to explain their vision to people too blind to see it. Absolutely not. They moved in silence. They acted with intention. They took arrows, faced criticism, handled betrayal, and kept building anyway. Because here's the truth no one wants to say out loud. Most people are scared of greatness, not yours, their own. You remind them of what they gave up on. You trigger their guilt. You reflect the version of themselves they could have been if only they had the balls to stay committed. So they'll talk. They'll judge. They'll label you arrogant, intense, doing too much. Why? Because you've got something they don't, conviction. Because you've decided to bet on yourself. And they never did. And instead of changing their life, they try to drag yours down. Let them. Let them sit in groups talking about the risks you're taking while they stay safe in their little bubble. Let them mock your ambition until it becomes the thing that feeds your family for generations. Let them laugh at your discipline until it becomes the reason they know your name. Let them call you too focused. Let them say you're too obsessed. Let them whisper, because obsession builds greatness. And focus creates separation. You're not here to chase average. You're not here to make people comfortable. You're not here to live life trying not to offend the weak. You're here to build, to rise, to dominate, to create something so powerful, so undeniable, so unshakable that even your enemies are forced to respect it. But make no mistake, this path isn't for the faint of heart. There will be doubt. There will be setbacks. There will be failure. And there will always be people with opinions. But understand this, opinions don't build empires. Discipline does, work ethic does, vision does, sacrifice does, resilience does. Every great man you've ever admired had to walk through the fire of public judgment. And they did it anyway, because the goal was never to be understood. The goal was to become undeniable. You've got that same fire. Don't you dare dim it to make insecure people feel safe. You weren't made to fit in. You were made to take over. So here's what you do. You lock in, you cut the noise, you put your phone down and pick your discipline up. You stop scrolling and start building. You stop explaining and start executing. And the next time they doubt you, smile. because their doubt is proof you're aiming higher than their mind can comprehend. Let them talk, let them gossip, let them criticize, let them wish, because while they're watching you from the sidelines, you'll be out there winning the damn game. And one day, they'll look up, and the same people who laughed at your grind will be forced to admit you did exactly what you said you would. You became the man they could never become. You built the empire they swore was impossible. And you did it, not by asking for permission, but by silencing the noise and becoming unstoppable. Let them talk. You just keep showing up. You just keep grinding. You just keep rising. Because empires don't fall from words, but they're built by men who refuse to be broken. Tune out the noise. Turn up the focus. The noise is constant. It's not just background chatter. It's a battlefield, a full-blown assault on your attention, your purpose, your discipline. And the scary part? Most people don't even know they've already lost. They've already surrendered, not to failure, but to distraction, to comfort, to opinions, to laziness wrapped in justification. You hear it everywhere. Slow down. Don't overdo it. Chill out. You've already done enough. You don't have to prove anything. They say these things like they're helping. But let me ask you something. What the hell do they know about your vision? What do they know about the war you're fighting inside? About the demons you battle every morning just to get up and keep going? Nothing. They don't know your pain. They don't know your reasons. They don't know the fire burning in your chest that keeps you from quitting when everyone else would. So why are you listening? Why are you giving weight to words that come from the mouths of people who aren't even in the arena? You think lions care what sheep whisper behind the fence? No, because lions are too busy hunting, too focused, too locked in, too ruthless to entertain sheep speak. And that's what you need to become. Not just motivated, not just disciplined, but dangerously focused. Focus that scares people. Focus that makes people uncomfortable. Focus that doesn't flinch, doesn't hesitate, doesn't ask for permission. Because let's be real, the more focused you become, the more people will try to slow you down. Not because you're doing something wrong, but because you're doing something they never had the balls to do. You're breaking patterns. You're rewriting your story. You're becoming a threat to the normal they settled for. And when your presence becomes a reminder of everything they gave up on, they'll try to talk you out of it. They'll act like they're concerned. They'll say, "Don't stress so much. Life is short. Enjoy it. You're too obsessed. You're going to burn out." No, you're not burning out. You're burning through every excuse that's ever held your bloodline back. You're not obsessed. You're laser locked on the life you were meant to live. You're not stressed. You're strategic. You're operating at a frequency they can't comprehend. You're not wasting life. You're building one that actually matters. Because here's the truth. Average people fear intensity. They fear it because it exposes them. Your work ethic makes them feel lazy. Your ambition makes them feel insecure. Your vision makes them feel small. So they'll try to shrink you, not with fists, with words, with whispers, with seeds of doubt, but you don't owe the world reassurance. You owe it results. Let them think you're cold. Let them think you're distant. Let them think you're arrogant. Let them think whatever they want. While they gossip, you're building. While they doubt, you're executing. While they play it safe, you're pushing limits. You don't need to respond. You don't need to argue. You don't need to explain a damn thing. Winners don't explain. Winners just win. And when the dust settles, when the scoreboard lights up, when the cameras are rolling, they'll all act like they knew you'd make it, like they were with you the whole time. But you'll remember every fake friend, every doubt, every condescending laugh, every backhanded compliment, and you won't say a word. Because your silence will scream louder than their noise ever did. So here's your mission. Go dark, go deep, go all in. Forget the crowd, forget the timelines, forget who claps for you and who doesn't. You are the standard now. This is your life. This is your name. This is your legacy. And you don't get to write greatness by listening to weak people. So lock in, block it out, and build in silence until the results make their noise for you. Because in the end, they'll hear what you never had to say, and they'll respect what they never understood. People will judge you either way. You want to know what's guaranteed? People will always talk. You do nothing with your life, they'll say you're wasting your potential. You chase greatness, they'll say you're doing too much. You play it safe, you're boring. You take risks, you're reckless. You win, it was luck. You cannot win in their eyes. Because here's the ugly truth most people won't tell you. They don't want to see you become something they don't have the discipline to become themselves. They don't want you to rise, because your rise is a threat to their comfort. Your work ethic, your ambition, your discipline, it's a mirror. And when they see your reflection, they see everything they're not. That's why they mock you. That's why they judge you. That's why they try to put limits on you. But here's the thing, brother. You weren't built to play by their rules. You weren't built to ask for approval. You weren't put here to stay quiet, stay safe, and stay small. You were put here to take ground, to break limits, to lead from the front. And the moment you finally stop caring what they think, that's the moment you'll feel free. Because while they're busy gossiping, you're building. While they're watching Netflix, you're training. While they're talking about it, you're doing it. And they hate that. They hate that no matter how much noise they throw at you, you don't bend, you don't flinch, you just keep showing up. That's masculine energy, that's warrior energy. That's the kind of mindset that scares people, because you're not waiting around hoping the world will give you permission. You're taking what's yours. You're moving through life like a man with fire in his chest and steel in his spine. Let me ask you something. Have they ever paid your bills? Did they stay up with you on those nights you almost gave up? Were they in the room when you decided to go all in? No? Then why are you giving them so much power? From here on out, you embrace the judgment, you welcome the doubt, you feed off their criticism. Because now, that's fuel, that's fire, that's ammo. Let them mock you, let them misjudge you, let them label you. You don't owe them an explanation. You owe yourself results. You owe your future self a version of you who didn't fold when the world started pointing fingers. You owe the kid you used to be, the one with the big dreams, a version of you who didn't give a damn what they said. You want to be respected? Stop begging for it. Earn it. Earn it through discipline. Earn it through consistency. Earn it by showing up when nobody else would. You want to shut them up? Outwork them. You want to make them respect you? Outlast them. Because nothing kills noise like results. And one day, when they see you winning, really winning, when your name is being spoken with respect, when your brand, your body, your vision, your mission is undeniable, they'll flip the script. They'll act like they always believed in you. They'll say, I knew he had it in him. But you'll remember the truth. You'll remember every smirk, every whisper, every eye roll, every time they doubted you. You'll remember how it fueled you, and that's why you'll keep going. Not to prove them wrong, but to prove yourself right, because your story, it was never about them, it was about you. And what you were willing to endure to become who you were born to be. So here's your code now. Let them talk, let them doubt, let them laugh. But you keep moving like a man on a mission. No emotion, no excuses, no hesitation. You rise anyway. You build anyway. You win anyway. Because they're going to judge you either way. So make damn sure it's because you're doing something great. The loudest voice should be your own. You know what's wild? You'll spend years listening to people who don't even know your middle name. People who haven't walked a single mile in your shoes. People who wouldn't last a single round in your storm. And yet, you let their voices shape your future? You let their words crawl into your head? Enough. It's time to silence that noise. Because you weren't built to live on mute. You weren't born to be background music in your own damn life. You were born to lead, to fight, to speak loud through action, to live a life so bold, so relentless, so unapologetically driven that the world has no choice but to stop and listen. But that only happens when one voice gets turned up louder than all the rest. Yours. They don't know you. They don't know what you've survived. They don't know what it took for you to get up this morning with weight on your chest and fire in your soul. They don't know the nights you couldn't sleep because that dream kept pulling at your bones. They see the surface, but they don't see the scars beneath it. And here's the truth. They won't understand. They're not supposed to, because your vision wasn't given to them, it was given to you. So stop expecting applause for battles they've never fought. Stop lowering your volume so their insecurities feel safe. You weren't made to shrink. You weren't made to whisper. You were made to roar. There comes a moment in every man's life where he has to choose. Live by the noise or lead with the voice inside. You can keep waiting for someone to tell you you're ready, or you can realize no one's coming. No permission, no blueprint, no guarantees, just you. And that voice deep down saying, let's go, push harder. This isn't the end, this is the start. You want strength, you want peace, you want power. It starts with shutting the world out long enough to finally hear yourself think, not the fearful you, not the tired you, the real you, the one who's still standing, still swinging, still showing up every damn day, even when no one's clapping. That man, he's a problem. That man, he doesn't fold. That man doesn't ask for belief. He becomes it. Noise is easy. Inner strength is earned. Anyone can talk. Anyone can comment. Anyone can post and project and pretend. But not everyone can build in silence. Not everyone can carry the burden without complaining. Not everyone can walk alone when the path gets cold and lonely. You can. You've proven it. Every setback you didn't quit on, every doubt you silenced, every day you kept moving when your body begged you to stop. That was you, not them. That was the voice inside that wouldn't shut up. That was your edge. You want to win in this world? Turn down the noise, mute the gossip, block the distractions, and lock in on your mission like your life depends on it, because it does. Focus is the new currency. While the world chases validation, you build value. While they waste time chasing likes, you're chasing legacy. While they look for applause, you're building momentum in the dark. Let them talk. You move different. You train different. You think different. Why? Because your voice isn't built from opinions, it's built from discipline. And when you break through, there's a shift that happens. A moment when they stop laughing, a moment when they stop doubting, because now they're seeing it. Now they're feeling it. Now the man they once mocked is miles ahead, and they're the ones asking how he did it. But the answer was always the same. You stopped listening to the noise and started trusting your own voice. Not the voice of fear, not the voice of doubt, the voice of vision, the voice that knows this isn't about just winning, it's about proving something to the man in the mirror, that you were never weak, you were never lost, you were just surrounded by too much noise. But now the fire's awake, and you're walking like you've got nothing to prove, because you already proved it to yourself. Your voice, your vision, your vibe, that's your weapon, that's your power, that's your edge. Don't let the world dull it. Don't let weak opinions shape a strong life. And don't ever, ever turn down your volume just because someone else can't handle your intensity. The loudest voice should always be your own. And when it is, you become unbreakable. Now go out there and let the world hear it, loud, clear, and undeniable. This is your time. Let it echo. In the end, their opinions don't build your future. Their doubts don't define your path. So stop letting their voices get louder than your own. You weren't made to please the crowd. You were made to become something real. So stay locked in, stay focused, and stop caring about what they say. If this message hit home, smash that like, hit subscribe, and comment, "I trust myself," to show you stayed till the very end. Let them talk. You've got work to do. See you in the next one.